Miss Jones. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty okay today.
Would you like to be addressed as Miss Jones or something else?
Jess would be perfectly fine. Thank you for asking.
Absolutely. My name is Stacy. I'm a nurse and it's great to meet you. I would like to talk to you about stopping smoking today. Would that be all right?
I know it's not good for me, but I've tried quitting before and I always go back to it when I'm stressed out.
Have you had experiences, how have your experiences been in the past when you've stopped smoking?
I have quit about 4 times in the past. The longest was about 3 months.
That's a huge accomplishment. How did it make you feel?
I started to feel more energy and less anxious. I also feel like I had an easier time breathing when I was working out. My cough started to go away too.
That's great. I'm glad to hear that you started to notice improvements in how you're feeling mentally and physically.
Yeah, but I always go back to it. I'm just not motivated enough to stop.
Why do you think you aren't motivated? It sounds like you have thoughts about quitting a lot, which sounds like you are driven to change.
Well, I just don't think I'll ever be able to stop long term.
What were some strategies you have used in the past to help you quit?
I tried quitting cold turkey a few times, but the most success I've had in the past was with nicotine patches.
Okay, well, that sounds like you know a replacement therapy that works for you, which is great.
Yeah, I guess. I think if I was trying to quit again, I would use the patches.
Did you start to decrease the dosage of the patches the last time you quit?
Yeah, I did. That was kind of the tough, especially with my anxiety.
What are triggers for your anxiety?
Work stress, family stress, political issues. I like to stay up to date on the world sometimes, but it's just too much for me to handle.
I can understand that. It is difficult to take in information about the world when a lot of it is so negative.
I do enjoy my job. I just want to find ways to handle my stress better.
That's great to hear. We can work together to formulate a plan to help you manage your stress and anxiety. Do you think that would be something that you would be open to?
Yes, I would love to make a game plan together. It seems really scary and overwhelming for me to think about doing it alone.
How do you feel about transitioning to a non-smoker?
It feels impossible right now after so many failed attempts.
I hear that you're feeling discouraged and frustrated with yourself.
It's something that I've wanted to do for years. It just never seems like the right time.
What if we make a plan to help you manage your stress, anxiety, and strategize a supportive plan to help you stop smoking? How do you feel about that? You won't be alone in this. We can work together to organize a clear plan for you so that when you're following through with the plan or feel stressed or triggered, we can manage safety nets so smoking won't be the first thing you feel you have to turn to.
Well, I'm nervous and hesitant. I don't want to feel like I've failed again.
I understand how frustrating it can feel when trying to set up a plan and not seeing it go through. Do you think it would be different working together to make a plan that will stick?
Yes, I think it would be. I don't think I've ever really sat down and formulated a map to guide myself.
Okay, that's great to hear. I believe in you. You're a hard worker who cares about the world and yourself. Let's get started with our plan then.
Yes, I'm ready to get started.
You have said that nicotine patches were the therapeutic choice to help you stop smoking. Is that how you feel?
Yes, I would like to start with the nicotine patches and wean myself off eventually.
Okay, awesome. That's great. We will start at 21 milligrams and then progressively work on lowering the dose. When you're at work, do you take smoke breaks?
No, I usually can go the whole work day without smoking.
All right, when do you usually smoke throughout the day and how many cigarettes?
I usually smoke 1 in the morning with coffee and 1 on my way to work in the car. Then after work, usually about 5 or 6 p.m., I'll smoke 1 or 2 one on my way home. Then it kind of depends, usually 1 or 2 after dinner, sometimes more like 4 if I'm socially smoking or have plans after work.
So does half a pack or a little less sound like your average?
I would say that's a good estimate.
As you probably know, a habit like smoking can have components of addictive behavior, which is what we want to try to stop. Do you think the oral fixation, something to do with your hands, the alone time, or the social time is what you crave when you want to smoke?
I've thought about this a lot. I definitely have restless hands. I also like smoking individually and socially. It's a nice 10-minute break alone by myself.
Okay, so I think we should tackle tactics to help you keep from smoking individually and then tackle not smoking when you're being social. What do you think?
I think that sounds like a good idea. When I smoke alone is usually when I feel triggered or crave it the most.
Okay, let's talk about ways to help you fight cravings when you routinely smoke throughout the day. Do you chew gum? Have you ever used a rubbing stone or a fidget object?
I do chew gum. I think chewing gum while I'm driving will help distract me from wanting cigarettes.
Okay, great. So let's make sure that you keep gum in your car and in your purse so that when you're driving, you are prepared to avoid cravings.
Yeah, I think that sounds easy enough.
How do you think it would be easiest for you to avoid smoking when you're at home?
I'm not sure. I think this is what I struggle with a lot too. It's like how some people have a beer after work. I have a cigarette or 2.
Occupying yourself and distracting yourself with healthy habits are great ways to change behavior. While you drop one behavior you don't like, you can pick up other habits that are beneficial to your mind and body.
I have really missed reading.
Great! Another healthy habit. I think it would be great to identify some activities for after work to help you cope with not smoking.
Spending time with friends that don't smoke, I think, is a good idea too.
Yes, I hear your concern. This is more difficult and emotional part of quitting. Do you have several friends that smoke?
I have friends that smoke and friends that are former smokers. I don't think it would be a good idea for me to spend time with my friends who smoke until after I have a better handle on a routine.
Great observation. I think that makes a lot of sense. How important are those relationships to your well-being?
Very important.
My concern is that if you don't see them, it may push you to isolate yourself. Do you think that calling them on the phone the first of the month or only seeing them in settings where smoking is prohibited would be accomplishable?
Yeah, I think it could be. I also, they're really wonderful friends of mine that have always been supportive of me when I try to quit. They would understand it if I was a little distant in person for a short time.
That's wonderful you have such supportive friends. Do you talk to your friends about your anxiety and stress?
Yes, I do a lot. Probably more than they would like to hear. I'm also a good listener, though, and so I think it comes back around. Haha.
When do you think you would like to start your journey on being a non-smoker?
I think I'm ready to start now. I have nicotine patches at home, and I could start using them immediately.
I'm really happy we are having this conversation. I think from what I'm gathering, you are feeling more optimistic about quitting too.
I think I am too.
Have you ever used a journal or diary? Sometimes writing down what triggers us or putting it on paper how we're feeling can help us avoid triggers and dig deeper into feelings that upset us.
I have in the past, and I'm open to trying it again.
We are a team to help you live a healthier and more full life. Do you have any more concerns about our plan?
When do I have to start weaning down on the nicotine dosage?
I would like for us to touch base in person or over a phone call to discuss how you are doing and if we need to make any adjustments to our plan.
Okay, I think that sounds doable. I'm just worried about when I have to start adjusting the dosages.
I hear your concern. When we meet in 2 weeks to talk about your progression, we can discuss dosage changing. At this point in your non-smoking journey, keeping you at 21 milligrams is the plan. I don't want you to feel worried about dosage changing until you feel comfortable in a routine.
Thank you for your support.
You're very welcome. We can also connect you to a mentor that is a former smoker too. Would that be something you're interested in? Sometimes they have helpful tips or can help you get through times of craving.
I think I would like that. I would at least like to try it, I think.
Awesome. It was great to meet you and get to know you better, Jess. I'm happy we could discuss your future as a non-smoker today.
It was nice to meet you too. Thank you for helping me make a plan.